There's something I've heard at various times throughout my life, and it pisses me off. It's fucking stupid. I don't hear it too much anymore because I'm getting older. My name is Chris Johnson. I'm 39 years old now, so this shit doesn't really come up very often. The Pope, though, brought it up not that long ago. I don't really give a shit about the Pope, but when that motherfucker talks, it makes the fucking news, and I pay attention to the fucking news. So if I pay attention to the news and this asshole speaks, it's going to be reported in the news. I'm going to hear it, and then I'm going to just lose my shit. And this is what it's about. It's about this fucking guy and a large segment of the population, seemingly, or at least enough of a segment of the population that I've heard this throughout the years, thinks that it's selfish if you do not have children. What the fuck kind of logic is this? Like, nobody's ever actually explained why it's selfish somebody not wanting to have fucking kids, but it's especially fucking rich that the Pope is saying it. Aren't you celibate, asshole? I mean, I'm not a fucking Catholic. I've never been a fucking Catholic. Like, I used to go to church when I was younger because my dad fancied himself a Christian, even though he's a fucking racist and a bigot and a homophobe, and he cheated on my mom, and he fucking would steal, like, cable and shit. Like, he was the fucking anti-Christian, but he was one of those anti-Christians who would, like, fucking drape himself in the fucking Bible, jerk off into the scriptures and shit to make himself seem fucking holy. So I don't really know about Catholicism. I think, like, I went to, like, a Baptist church. I couldn't fucking tell you the difference. Why the fuck are there so many different branches of Christianity, by the way? Isn't it all the fucking Bible? I don't understand why there are so many different fucking churches. Like, there's no fucking difference. It's not like the difference between, like, a black church and a white church. Like, if I wanted to go to church, I'm going to a fucking black church. That shit is fucking happening in there. You fucking seen that? They stand up, they fucking cheer and shit. There's, like, fucking, like, actual music in there. Not just, like, fucking depressing, lame white organ shit. You know? Fuck, man. So I don't really know too much about Catholics. But from what I understand, Catholics can't fuck. I mean, I think they have the physical ability to fuck. I think they have penises. But they can't go out and fuck. Like priests and shit? Like, they can't fuck. Aren't you sworn to celibacy? So you mean to tell me some piece of shit who's not even fucking, allegedly, unless they're fucking molesting kids. Catholics love doing that shit. Consensual sex between two adults? Get that shit out of here. You want to molest some boys? They're going to find a spot for you. And they're not going to fucking punish you either. They'll just, like, sweep it under the rug. They're like, oh, you molested kids in New York? What if we just put you in fucking Philadelphia? They're not going to know. You fucking ruin people's lives and you get the fucking balls to come out and say, like, hey, if you don't have any fucking kids, you are selfish. What is selfish about it? Like, kids ain't fucking sheep. Having a kid's not like having a fucking beta fish or some shit where it just, like, sits on your fucking counter and occasionally puffs up at your ass. I had beta fish in college. I love those motherfuckers. But those are pretty easy to take care of. They're fucking cheap. You just gotta clean their fucking bowl every now and then. They're gonna be fucking good. Kids are fucking expensive. Kids take fucking time. I'm not capable of being a fucking father. I'm lucky I can take care of myself most fucking days. I'm a goddamn head case. And not only don't I want kids just because I don't want fucking kids, because I'm a goddamn adult and I'll make my own fucking decisions on that, but I don't want to pass down my fucking insanity to another fucking generation. You crazy? And fucking burden them. Not only are you going to be burdened with having me as a parent, you get this fucking shit that's in my head. You get the fucking demons in my goddamn noggin. And you'd be in fucking therapy by the time you were 7, which may or may not be a bad thing. Maybe, motherfucker, if I had therapy earlier, maybe it wouldn't be such a fucking mess. I remember when I was with my wife, although we weren't married at the time, it says, maybe a few years in, like, her sister was with some dude. They weren't married. I don't even know if they had kids at the time. But I mean, he used to say the same shit, like, you guys don't want kids? You selfish. Like, why the fuck are we selfish? Like, do you give to charity? Is the answer no? Are you fucking selfish? Why don't we just pick other arbitrary things that determine whether or not somebody's fucking selfish or not? You fucking help other people? No? Okay. Does that make you selfish? Do you go out of your way to assist people if they need it? No? Like, people don't do jack shit. Like, people do less than the fucking bare minimum in most situations, but they don't consider themselves selfish for that. But there's a large segment of the population that's going to consider you selfish if you don't want to bring a fucking child into the world. You're going to pay for it, asshole? Are you going to fucking carry it? You're going to conceive it? You're going to pop it out of your fucking vagina? People who don't have kids have to deal with a lot of shit. They deal with shit from people with kids. Not all people with kids, because a lot of people with kids want kids and have their own fucking families. And they don't really give a shit what you do because they're normal human beings. Like a lot of my friends with kids, they've never looked at me and they've said, when the fuck are you going to have kids? Although they did ask my ex and I, like when we were together, like, when are you guys having kids? We're not fucking having kids. But people always think if you don't want kids, that's somehow going to change one day. It never fucking changed. I guess certain things can change, but people assume that because things changed for them, that it's going to change for you. They were like, wow, man, I don't want kids when I was young, and then I fucking changed, so you're going to change too. Having kids is not like, hating fucking a food as a child and then determining you like it later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids don't fucking eat anything, and then eventually when they grow up, they actually eat food. And you could point at a fucking child and be like, you know what, man, you don't like fucking pepperonis now, but you're going to fucking love that shit in your pizza in 20 years. And you might be right, but like, Fucking kids? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I can't stand that bullshit. Calling somebody selfish is a fucking insult. Like the actual definition of selfishness, I have it for you right here. Concerned excessively or exclusively with oneself, seeking or concentrating on one's own advantage, pleasure, well-being without regard for others. Yeah, it's not giving a fuck about anybody else. A lot of people who don't want kids are making the best decision for them. Because like me, I know I'd be a fucking terrible father and I don't want to fucking burden a fucking child with, probably a life that's going to be shitty. You want to hang out with me all the time? Your life might be shitty. So I actually have regard for like the fucking child. Don't want to fucking near my ass. But like fucking Pope and all these people, like they're calling me selfish by having no regard for me and my humanity. Essentially, they're being fucking selfish. Ironically enough, they're fucking projecting. Although a lot of that fucking shit is projection. A lot of fucking accusations are projection. You're going to see a lot of fucking projection in your life if you pay attention. Anyway, fuck the Pope. Fuck Catholicism. Fuck these religious assholes telling me that I'm selfish. And if you're even not religious and you think I'm selfish, eat my fucking asshole. Anyway, I'll be back Sundays and Wednesdays as the new podcast episodes come out. I'm on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Spotify and iHeartRadio and Podbean, which is the host. You want to see photos and shit? That is on Instagram and maybe 5 minutes. I'm on Twitter as well. That is at Johnson Hates You. And if you're paying attention to Facebook and shit, podcast is going to be right in my timeline.